The video made the rounds again this weekend, roaming the crowded hallways of Twitter, where the bored and the distracted could exhaust another 2 minutes of their lives by learning about an alleged unholy alliance between Satan and Monster energy drinks. It was an encore performance from Christine Weick, the Christian activist whose wicked dissection of Monster's branding first surfaced around 2014. "This is the best presentation I've ever seen." pic.twitter.com YTRC3BGF33, Mike T. @Matchtag, October 21, 2018. In her short presentation at a book fair, the video of which has been viewed nearly 11 million times, Weick attempts to remove the veil from our eyes so we can see the truth about Monster Energy's logo and marketing practices. The jagged M on the can is not the 13th letter of the English alphabet, but 3 consecutive depictions of the Hebrew letter, Vav, which has multiple usages, depending on the context. One usage is as a symbol for the number 6, which is Weick's chosen definition. Hence, the can spells out 666, the mark of the beast. She then turns our attention to Monster's slogan, "Unleash the Beast," which she says could be a reference to the beasts that emerge from the heavens, the sea and the earth in the book of Revelation. But even if you doubt her interpretation of the letter M, she adds, you cannot deny that the company has buried a Christian cross in the letter O of the Monster name. The devil's imagery, says Christine Weick, makes an appearance at the end of every can of Monster energy drink. Joe Yan in the Washington Post, "And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down," Weick says, turning the can upside down for a big fake swig. Bottoms up, and the devil laughs. Something to think about. This is how clever Satan is, and how he gets into the Christian's home and a Christian's life, and it breaks God's heart. Then she makes a gesture with her head and hands, as if to say, right? See what kind of sorcery we're up against, Christians? Over the years, many other reputable companies and brands, including Starbucks Coffee, Disney Entertainment, and Texaco Oil, have been victimized by similar versions of convoluted devil theories, which have always been shown to be absurd. Mike Citrick, a spokesperson for Monster Energy, wrote in an emailed statement to the Post, "This fabricated devil theory is delusional, fanatical, or simply trying to besmirch the good name and reputation of a successful company and brand." Snopes, the fact-checking site, calls Weick's theory false, but offers scant evidence to debunk it. Snopes basically says that Weick doesn't understand the Hebrew or Greek languages. Perhaps the most important information here lies in Weick's own past. She has been the subject of several interviews over the years, and she holds nothing back. She describes growing up in a strict Christian Reformed household that allowed no TV, no movies and no music. She eventually rebelled against such a straight-jacketed childhood by turning to, you got it, witchcraft. It was the ultra form of rebellion against God, she tells one interviewer, to worship the devil outright. Weick got pregnant in high school, she says, and was ready to have an abortion until her mother found out, and apparently persuaded her daughter to have the baby. Weick then says she got married, but cheated on her husband regularly. She ultimately left her first husband, which she says ruined her daughter's life. After wrecking her marriage, Weick's words, not ours, she moved in with a boyfriend. The boyfriend had a daughter. The daughter had a white zombie CD. Weick noticed the witchcraft symbols on the CD cover. She happened to open the CD to read the lyrics. That's when I'd seen the blasphemous words against Jesus Christ, and it bothered me, Weick shares in the interview. I gave my life to the Lord right there, thinking, okay Lord, the devil's done with me now. Now I'm going to work for you. That day, according to a different interview, was apparently August 16, 1995. Weick now calls herself a simple servant of God. As part of her service, Weick wrote a book, Explain This. A verse-by-verse explanation of the Book of Revelation, a 99-cent Kindle download, which she self-published in 2010. Her book, she warns that Christians must not assume the rapture will save them from the tribulations foretold in the Revelation, gave Weick the chance to spread the word at various book fairs and festivals, including the one in 2014 when she revealed that the devil was in the details of each Monster Energy can. I need her to start a podcast about all the places Satan is hiding. I would listen every week. Nick Westrate, at Westratnik, October 21, 2018. The popularity of her Monster Energy's Satan dissection, even non-believers were impressed with her thoroughness and passion, gave Weick the confidence to take on other issues important to her interpretation of Christianity, she told one interviewer. She was soon standing at a busy intersection on Mother's Day, suggesting to passing motorists that they should thank their mom today for not being gay. She famously interrupted Muslim prayers in November 2014 at Washington National Cathedral to express a few thoughts. Weick, according to reports, was living in her car at the time. She has interrupted other Muslim gatherings, like the Texas Muslim Capital Day in Austin. The scene was captured in this video. Weick has even taken it upon herself to confront pop singer Katy Perry's parents, both evangelical pastors, for allowing their daughter to fall under the influence of Satan. Weick has indicated in interviews that she has a duty to speak out, no matter the consequences, one of which is that her own family has apparently disowned her over her anti-gay stance. She has not been discouraged. One of Weick's favorite phrases is, "Truth is hate to those who hate the truth." Is it possible to read Weick's history and not think of another church lady, one whose moral crusade was only designed for laughs, not for saving lost souls from Monster Energy drinks? Read more. Kanye West's retro lunch with Donald Trump was a boring slice of white bread. America, how can you stop wasting so much food? The Beard Foundation wants to teach you. There is no restaurant that is ready for this as D.C. restaurateurs grapple with political protests.